Hi everyone, my name is Peggy Ployhar and I am the founder and CEO of SPED Homeschool, but I'm also on the SPED Homeschool Review Crew and do some of the reviews that come into our office. And today I'm super excited to share with you the Shiller Math Kit 1 review. Now I did the unboxing a while ago and then I sent the kit off to a family that lives kind of across the street from me that has a struggling learner in math, and they homeschool, and she is an ex public school teacher, and really even as a public school teacher was struggling a bit in teaching her daughter math because of her undiagnosed dyslexia that she struggles with. And I don't know if you know this, but dyslexia does also disrupt math as well, math understanding. So I'm going to go through this review, kind of share some of the feedback she shared with me, and then also I'm going to direct you to the link, which also has kind of a categorized written review for you on our website. So if you want to dig more into the specifics of this curriculum that I don't cover on the video, you can find it there. But the first thing she said was that the parent guide, when you opened it up, just on how kids learn, was extremely informative, very helpful, and it kind of put into context the just exactly what they were trying to teach, why the lessons were written the way they were, and just made it easier to understand as a parent. Oh, this is what this curriculum is trying to accomplish. And so that's really important because we can have a whole different idea of what the curriculum was designed for and how to use it. And it's good to have it in just, this is very small. This is not a big teacher's guide that you have to read through to understand. What is good though is that within these workbooks, and this is there's, see how thick these are? There's 3 of them in here because this is to cover 3 years of math. And actually my reviewer, she had even a son into 4th grade that she was using some of these manipulatives into his multiplication and division as well. So so just know that what you get in this box, and if you look at the unboxing video that I did, it was almost a half an hour long because this box is so big. This is the empty box. Just so you got an idea, I have like curriculum surrounding me right here, but go to the unboxing to see that part. This is the review part. But what also my reviewer said is that it was really nice that when you have a lesson, that the parent parts of it that you read are extremely easy to use. And what she said is, as I was reading this, it told me exactly what I was looking for and what I was teaching. And so it's not just the script, but it's giving a parent an understanding of why they're using this concept. And also she said it made it easier if I realized that my daughter already had a grasp on this, that we could skip it because it was something that we didn't need to do as busy work. She already had the concept, but those things that she didn't have the concept for, that was clearly explained to me, she said, it made it easier for us to focus on those things. So that's something to keep in mind. She said the manipulatives were super easy to use, and it was nice to have a tangible example. So for instance, I'm going to set this down because, like I said, the workbooks are great, and I do want to show you too before go on to that there are like pictures in here and places, but there also, if you don't want to write in these books, you can print these pages out. Shiller will give you a link to print out the workbook pages. But again, they go into all these things, and they show you in color different lessons, but also these lessons do tell you, for instance, to pick up these manipulatives. So I know I showed this in the unboxing, but some of the manipulatives are these number blocks. So this is 100, this is a 10, And then they got the tiny little ones in this bag I'm not going to take out, but are the ones. And so kids can kind of move them around, and they tell you which ones you need. Unfortunately, one of the things that she said that to be aware of the curriculum when it's written out, it gives you a lot number for the piece that you need to use, but these aren't labeled with a lot number. So you kind of have to try to figure out what they're talking about. I'm sure it made a lot of sense to the person writing it, but it may have been easier just to say to take out the hundredth block versus the lot number and give you a bunch of numbers and figure that out from there. She did say that the workbook or the printing off the extra copies was great too, instead of using just the stuff from the workbook, because then if her daughter needed extra practice, then she could print out multiple copies, and so they could continue working on that. And the one thing she also observed about the workbook pages is they were very uncluttered, and I don't know if you saw that when I held it up the last time. And I'm even going to hold up, this is book 3. Even as it gets more advanced, I'm going to show you. See how uncluttered that is? How easily lined up these things are. Plus, they are also in the color of the number boxes, which I believe I have on my lap. I've got so many things here. Like this. So these are the numbers, and the thousands are in a green, hundreds red, tens blue, and then you've got the ones again in green. That would be my one thing that I said during the unboxing, to have the thousands and the ones a different color. As you can see when you are looking at these, there's quite a bit of difference between where the ones are and the thousands are, but just something to be aware of, that if you have a child that gets really confused and needs those to be different colors, you may need to replace this or have a different colored marker to go over the top or something to take care of that. But another thing to look at is they don't just do math functions. Here we're looking at a calendar. So the Montessori method pulls in more than just what you would consider typical math, because it's making it more practical, everyday usage of math concepts. So so that you're going to be mixing division one day, calendar the next, and going on a calendar for quite a few things, and then going back again to telling time, which I want to also show you that there is a clock that comes with this, and also money, and there's some games like dominoes, and there's dice, and that all goes with all the different lessons that are in this kit. And so again, go back to the unboxing video if you want more information on just everything that comes in this package. But as we go on to the review, the reviewer also said that both of her kids absolutely loved the songs that went with this, and so just know that there is a music CD that comes with it, and I think you can also download it, since she didn't open it and she says that she listened to the songs. I'm assuming she downloaded it through her parent access on the Shiller site, which is great, because not everybody has a DVD player anymore, and so they're thinking ahead of where younger parents are. If you're a new homeschooler, if you aren't an old homeschooler like me who still has CD players around the house, and probably tape cassette recorders as well, that they're thinking of your generation and what technology you need this material to be on to make it most functional for you. And so those are the highlights. But what my reviewer said most of all is that her daughter, who struggles in math, loves this curriculum. And I said I needed it to do the review, and she goes, but promise me you'll bring it back real soon. She loves it. And so I would just highly encourage you to look at this. If you have a struggling learner with math, look at everything you get in this package. It's 3 years of curriculum, and like I said, she even used it for her fourth slash fifth grader in some of this upper operationals, the long division in book 3. I mean, I guess I'm old, but I was learning that in 6th grade. So just some things to consider with the scope of this curriculum. So, but some things she also noted that I want you to be aware of, that because they switched from another curriculum, this wasn't their first math curriculum. She said some of the wording was hard for her, especially her son, because he had been doing another curriculum longer than her daughter. But she said that, for example, she said in this program they call it the decimal system. In their past program it was the place system, and she needed to familiarize her children with just different math vocabulary and how to translate what they had called it before to what they call it now. And this is going to happen with basically most math curriculums. If you say add or plus, subtract or minus, so there's just a lot of different ways that you can say things. Of course, it's good to immerse your child in all of this so they understand when they come to word problems, because they're going to probably use a variety of different things like that. But if your child is very rigid thinking, then this may be something you need to be prepared ahead of time to highlight, maybe when you're reading through the parent instructions, so that when you come to that, you can make a distinct point to say, this is what we used to call it, this is what this curriculum calls it, and teach them both. Or change it if they're not able to flip their thinking fast enough, so that you can just continue going on with those words and use a new curriculum. That's pretty much across the board for anything. Another thing she said is that when they got into some of the higher level math, like in book 3, there sometimes weren't enough of these block cards. This is even the big block of 1,000, but she said sometimes there weren't even enough manipulatives to represent the entire problem that was done in the workbook. So that was something else to be aware of. So if your student needs to have it hands-on and they can't move to that theoretical step yet, that you may need to be buying some more of these or using other things as manipulatives to help them to bridge that gap. So that's another thing to remember. All right, and I think that is it, but overall she said this curriculum is perfect for them, and so I'm so glad that she got to be the reviewer, because she's going to enjoy this curriculum once I get it back to her. But again, check out the written review that's on our website. You can check out the link that is connected down below. And if you're interested in becoming one of our reviewers, fill out an application and join us on the SPED Homeschool Review Crew. So thanks for watching this review, and I will join you next time for another review or on